Hey, welcome back. One of the tropes that I love in visual media or stories or games is an item that doesn't appear to be what it actually is, or more to it than it appears. And I don't mean like a shopkeeper that's actually the big bad, and I don't mean like your sword or potion that's actually a mimic, although all of those are great. But what I mean is a mundane item that has far more powers than you'd expect because it's actually a magical item, but it isn't actuated until somebody interacts with it in a certain way. In a previous campaign, I had a book that the party found at an old abandoned monastery, and the book was undamaged, so obviously there was a little bit of magic, but the only magic really was that it had the indestructible property, so it couldn't be destroyed. You know, that's the only magic that they found on it. They checked it, whatever. And in this book was like the names of everybody that had ever been there. And they were like, okay, it's a log book, right? But they start going through it, and there's a bunch of blank pages, and there's a bunch of full pages. And the full pages look like they're people, but it also starts cataloging like items that these people have on them. And they were like, who's writing down that, John the Paladin has this hammer and this potion and this type of chest plate and all these other things? Like, who's cataloging all this stuff that they brought in? Is this like your entrance exam? Like, what is this? And so one of the players just kept it, had it on their person, and they realized that after a while, it had all of their names and all of their equipment in it. And it was time-based. The longer you spent around this book, the more information it could get from you. So if you took this book and you ended up in a castle that had a hidden door, and behind that hidden door was a monster and a pile of gold, but you couldn't find that, maybe you didn't even know it was there, but you stayed in this castle long enough, it would then say party member 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it would be like, big monster, big pile of gold. And you'd be like, there's something else in this castle, we have to go look for it. And it was so interesting because it gave the players this moment of like, wait, is the thing actually doing this, or are we imagining? Like, what's happening here? What's getting written? How is it getting written? How does it know? And so I love that concept, for those of you that have read Dungeon Crawler Carl. There's an item that seems quite mundane from the get-go, but it actually is very influential to Carl. No spoilers, but those of you who know, you know. And I love that concept that it seems simple, and all of a sudden it's way more than it appears. And it just lends a really interesting quest side note to it. So, just my 2 cents. Thanks for watching, and as always, may your stories be as interesting as you are.